I rise today to speak about H.R. 5023, which names the Department of Veterans Affairs community-based outpatient clinic in Youngstown, Ohio, as the Carl Nunziato VA Clinic. This bill was recommended to my office and strongly supported by leaders within my congressional district's veterans community because they rightly wish to honor one of their own for his exemplary service. I'd like to thank them and Chairman Mark Takano, Ranking Member Dr. Phil Rowe, and their respective staffs for helping our office bring this bill to the floor, as well as my own staff, Zach Prager and Ivan De La Cruz Santiago. Today's a red letter day, Mr. Chairman, in my book, because in the midst of all that is going on nationally, all of the controversies, Congress can still put its differences aside to take time and recognize a true American hero, Carl Nunziato. Carl was born in Youngstown, Ohio in 1938, graduating from Rayen High School. And after marrying his high school sweetheart, Clara, he'd go on to attend college at Youngstown State University. Through the university's Reserve Officer Training Corps program, Carl earned a commission as a second lieutenant in the United States Army. So it was with his heart, filled with love and devotion to his family, his hometown, and his country, that he set off for the battlefields of Vietnam. All those that served with Carl testify to his unmatched fighting spirit. If you ever found yourself in a foxhole with chaos all around you, Carl was the guy you wanted there with you. Because no matter what happened, you could be sure of one thing: Carl would never quit. Never. Life would test Carl in ways that most Americans can't even imagine. On November 22nd, 1966, Carl lost both of his legs when an enemy mortar round impacted less than 3 feet away from him as he was running toward his unit's command center. On that battlefield and over the next 2 years at home, Carl would fight for his life, not far from where we stand today at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. He may have walked out of that hospital on 2 prosthetic legs, but his resolve was more steadfast than before he walked in. Carl returned to his hometown, Youngstown, Ohio, enrolled in law school at Case Western Reserve, and with graduation began yet another battle: the fight for veterans and all Americans with disabilities. As an attorney utilizing a wheelchair in the 1970s, most of the courthouses he encountered lacked the accessibility that he and other Americans like him needed to be able to simply get his job done. Carl saw the problem and seized the initiative, as he had always done with obstacles he encountered in life. He created a committee to fight for veterans with disabilities and became a relentless advocate on behalf of all of those with the same conditions. But he went even further. He established a task force to improve veteran services in Youngstown at a time when the VA sent the city a single nurse once a week, when the Mahoning Valley had 40,000 veterans. Carl wanted a VA clinic. VA said no. Carl didn't take no for an answer. Carl's efforts came to fruition in 1991 when the VA finally established an outpatient clinic in Youngstown. Today, Carl continues to be a stellar citizen, not just for Youngstown, not just for the people of Ohio, not just for vets, not just for people with disabilities, but for all Americans. He works tirelessly with the VA to continue improving the care received by veterans. He relentlessly pursues improving care and services for all Americans with disabilities. The naming of this clinic, Mr. Chairman, is a small measure in comparison to what he has accomplished on behalf of our country's heroes and all of those with disabilities. Carl never quits, never has quit, never will quit. And I'm humbled to have the privilege of representing an individual of this caliber in this chamber. And I will say, finally, when other vets and citizens from our community look at Carl's portrait hanging in this clinic and they see his name, they will know that things can get better. With effort, with grit, you can make a difference. As long as you never quit. As long as you never take no for an answer.